WNST ship status with Coppin State University and the Mighty Eagles on the basketball side. And we're getting closer and closer to Moonlight Madness as we creep up, but little known to a lot of folks that they actually play some spring sports in the fall over there. Sherman Reed's my pal. He is the skipper of the Coppin State baseball program, and despite coming off his first MEAC North title in 22 years over there at Coppin, he still makes time to talk to us, even though he's a big shot now over there doing his recruiting and fall practice opening on the 19th. What's going on, Sherman? How you been, man? Happy summer to you, man.
It's been a pretty good off season, Nestor, and thanks for that good opening. Every time we enter football season, I recall an incident you probably can't remember. Probably 20-some odd years ago, we were on our way to, I was on my way to take that trip down to Pittsburgh with Nestor and his group on a bus. I think he had a couple of buses. And I was running late that morning, and you called my wife and said, "Tell Sherm if he don't get here in 5 minutes, we're pulling off."
That's it, man. We got rules. I mean, don't you have rules?
Look, I made it. I made it just as the driver was putting the bus in the drive. But
and I probably had a cold beverage waiting for you, probably.
It was good times for sure.
Well, you're playing baseball this time of year, and I know when we talk in the spring, and I'm always amazed by this for lacrosse, for baseball, softball, anybody going outside, that the schedule you guys keep, not only is it ambitious, the weather gets heavily involved in your real season, and I know we just had a storm come through here this week and whatnot, but you're probably going to get better weather to play the game of baseball over the next 4 to 6 weeks here than you get during your real season, right?
The fun part of the collegiate season for all of us, particularly here in the Northeast, Middle Atlantic states, are the fall session because the weather is so ideal here in Maryland. The NCAA gives us a running 45 straight consecutive days before you must cease your practice. So we tend to start a little late, so our 45 days will take us right into the first week of November because the weather is so ideal here. And we're excited to get started tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day of that 45 or 6-week session that the NCAA allows. The weather will be great. There will be a lot of really good inter-squad games. We have a really good Navy and Gold inter-squad series. The guys will play 8 to 12 games. We got a really good contest coming up on Saturday against a very talented team that's been ranked a couple different times in junior college baseball. We're going to go up and play the Harford County Community College team on Saturday. We have one against Anne Arundel the first week in October. So weeks prior, and you can't have more than 4 guys at a time. And it gives us a chance to have 4 guys in a session. We get 2 hours a week with those guys prior to the first practice where we get a chance to really analyze and evaluate where guys are and give them some needed assistance before we get into the full practice. So we're looking forward to tomorrow's first practice.
I'll tell you what, Sherman Reed can be found out on CoppinStateSports.com. They're getting the schedule together for the fall. We got basketball season coming up, and, of course, the kids back at school. I always say there's nothing like the energy, right, when school starts over there. And you recruit kids from everywhere. So you really do have some baby Eagles coming into the school here in the last couple of weeks. They're going to play on your baseball team that are new to Baltimore, new to Coppin, new to college, all of the above, right?
And that's true. We usually give them 1 full week to get acclimated to the college life at Coppin. So we give them their first week, we call it transitional, where they're trying to find their way around campus, make sure their class schedules are all intact. And the neat thing is they all room together in suites here on campus, so the upperclassmen aren't far away. So these young guys tend to fit in and catch up with what's going to be required of them as a young freshman coming in pretty quickly with the upperclassmen in close proximity to them. So and we do recruit from all over. We had another really great 2018 recruiting class, and we're just anxious to get those guys all on the field assembled as one group tomorrow.
Sherman Reed joining us here. He is the skipper and they say head coach, manager of the Coppin State baseball program, to use the proper baseball vernacular. They won the MEAC last year and getting the schedule together. You guys play your games down near Arundel Mills, down near the airport. Let everybody know about that part of it, because I always encourage people. I bet you're going to have a better spring than the Orioles are going to have. I'm promising you that right now, Sherm.
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's any hope for the Orioles to keep their heads up, a year ago, and after the completion of the 2017 season, we missed making the conference playoffs by one game. We needed some help going into the last weekend of conference play in 2017. We did our job by winning our game, but then we didn't get help from another contest. And then we get into the 2018 season, and the guys had a bone to pick. There was still some bitterness there as we entered fall practice a year ago today. And strangely enough, we went from not making the tournament to having the best overall conference record in the entire MEAC conference. So basically going from last to first and sweeping every conference series that was on our schedule in 2018. So with that being said, there's hope for the Orioles. You just never know. I know that they gave away a lot of proven major league talent in Kevin Gosman and Darren O'Day, Machado, and surprisingly Jonathan Scope. But hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years, those players that came on the other side of those trades will prove to be very beneficial in helping the Orioles get back.
He loves baseball, and we love baseball too. Sherman Reed here, the 2018 MEAC Coach of the Year, the winningest skipper in Eagles history, running the baseball program over at Coppin State Sports. You can always learn more at CoppinStateSports.com. We're going to be telling you more about it throughout the season. Of course, Juan's going to be joining us here as well as we get ready for basketball season, as well as the Lady Eagles playing here on WNST and AM 1570. Sherm, always good to visit with you, man. Get them back out there, and hope you get better weather here in the fall than you had back in the spring.
Absolutely.
Anybody playing baseball, we got baseball playoffs coming up in a couple weeks. I guess that'll be the time in early October we all put our TV sets on and root against the Yankees and the Red Sox and do what we do around here. But between now and then, happy and healthy practice for you and your crew out there as you go hit some baseballs around. I'm going to come out there and take some infield with you sometime, man.
Absolutely. Hey, you're welcome anytime, Nestor, and thanks for having me on. Always enjoy it.
I'm always up for a hot grounder in the hole. I'll go to the backside, come up throwing. Sherman Reed at Coppin State Sports.